Hello, welcome to another episode of AI Spotlight Show. We are live here at AI4 Conference here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today is the last day of the conference. We've had some amazing keynote speaker. Today we had the person of Professor Felai from Stanford University. And I know we are here to talk to an organization that is incorporating AI when it comes to customer experience or when it comes to contact center. If you know industries like the aviation industry, the healthcare industry, the banking sector, it requires them having, phone conversation with their customers. Maybe sometime someone is unable to have access to their ATM card, or a purchase didn't go through. Sometimes it could be patient. Maybe there's an emergency, and also in the aviation industry, it could be someone who actually couldn't meet up with their flight time. This industry actually requires, the customers actually making calls. And today, we'll be featuring an organization that is creating an AI solution in this space. And who do we have the opportunity of speaking with today?
Hi Henry, I'm Alan Ranger and I'm the Head of Marketing at Cognigy.
Great. Can you tell our audience about your background?
Yeah, sure. So Cognigy, the company, has been around for about 8 years. We were one of the first to use natural language understanding and flow-based automation to create the first of the AI agents. So we've all experienced the terrible first generation of bots that suck and just don't do a great job at customer service. So about 8 years ago, we started, excuse me, I've been talking all week at this conference. So we created the first deterministic flow-based automations for some of Europe's largest companies. So companies like Lufthansa, the big insurance companies, they all now rely on us to handle processes, as you were just saying in the introduction. Most recently, in the last couple of years, we've embraced large language models and we've combined them with our conversational AI platform to create what's now called agentic AI. So the latest generation of our AI agents now have very human-like capability. They have human-like reasoning. They can make their own decisions. They are able to complete tasks. They're connected to all of the back-end systems. And to be honest, there's not really a customer service use case that we couldn't handle with an automation using agentic AI.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, let us deep dive into Obot's product offering.
Yep.
Then what are the specific product offering you guys offer to organization in terms of, contact center is concerned, or in terms of helping organization to revolutionize their customer experience with AI?
Yeah. So the reason we're here is, unfortunately, customer service does still suck, even though they've got all of this latest innovations in technology. Okay. There's a lot of people using old bots that just don't work very well. And the whole situation has been made worse by you can't get enough human advisors to work in the contact center.
Okay.
There's a real shortage since the pandemic. Nobody wants to go and work there. And once you've got them, it's really difficult to retain. So What we're doing is filling in that gap. And we're automating as many of the task-based jobs that the human agents were doing, they really don't need to do. So at a basic level, it could be as simple as resetting passwords. You don't need a human to sit and reset thousands of passwords. That could just be done by an automation. But it goes all the way through to quite complicated processes like rebooking flights. So, for example, Lufthansa, as I was saying in the introduction, they rely on us to rebook all of their flights. You might get a weather event and, Munich airport shut, and suddenly 10,000 people are contacting them at once, all to rebook their flight. And you could never handle that with a human-based contact center. So a typical sort of first step a lot of companies do is they replace their old IVR. So there's still a lot of people that have touch tone and bad voice recognition IVR to try and route the call. So we replace it with a conversational one. And because we're able to combine the large language model and the whole language understanding, the caller can pretty much say anything and have a natural conversation. It doesn't need to flow down any particular path. For example, the big insurer I was talking about, they identify the caller using the conversational IVR. They then verify their identity, and then they understand the intent of why they're calling. And it gets it right more than 95% of the time. So it's then able to route to the human advisor. Because it's insurance and it's in Germany, it's regulated, so it has to go to a human rather than do the AI end-to-end. And what it does, it will go, it will then give a warm handover to the human advisor. So it would say, hey, this is Henry. He's calling about the car accident he had 3 weeks ago. He's calling to see if he can have a rental car while his car's in the shop. I've checked the policy. He can have a rental car. You now need to ask him if he wants to have it delivered to his house or to his office or to the car shop. And then it changes roles and becomes a co-pilot in the background, helping the human advisor with what the next best response should be. And then at the end of the call can do the wrap-up and summary, and then update all of the systems. So there's a whole load of orchestration going on in the background, connecting the very conversational agentic AI agent to the back-end system so they can actually complete tasks.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, let us be a bit practical.
Yeah.
You know, I've worked with Pfizer. Pfizer use Amazon Connect.
Yep.
And there's something they call HCP, the healthcare professionals.
Yep.
There's a lot of contact center, processes there. Now, for a company that have their legacy system, maybe as Amazon Connect, or probably NICE, or which other one is popular? Maybe RingCentral,
Genesis or RingCentral,
or maybe Genesis. Now, how are you saying if I want to leverage Cognigy AI agent experience for contact center, do I need to take those ones out?
Not at all.
Will I be able to work with my existing computer?
So, one of the things we've been very focused on is being open as a platform to all of the back-end systems, whether it's your CRM system or whether it's your CCaaS. So we have partnerships with all of the major CCaaS vendors. We have customers where it's fully integrated. So effectively, our AI agents live alongside the human advisors within that environment. So it would be, nice handing the call, routing the call through to the AI agent that's got that particular skill. So for the example of the flight booking, perhaps it would come in through the main number. NICE would identify that it needed to be routed to the rebooking system, and the rebooking AI agent would take on the task and complete it, and then hand back.
Wow. Do you want to explain how the integration works? How does it? How do they get it integrated? With the Cognigy AI agent with, let us say, NICE. Is it through some kind of API calls or MCP server? How does that work?
Yes, it's at the moment most customers are using API calls, but of course we have integrated now using NCP as well. So we have a few customers testing that at the moment.
Okay, that is amazing. Let's talk about what are the major challenges that a lot of industry are facing in terms of delivering exceptional customer experience and contact center, and where does Cognigy comes to bridge the gap in terms of AI agents?
Okay, so the main challenge is everybody's quite confused because if you look around this exhibition hall, everybody's agentic these days. And they might not be, they might have just rebadged or put an agentic sticker on their old product. So and also there's very high expectations, which are difficult to satisfy often. So you've got the C-suite. You've got the chief executive saying, no, I can talk to ChatGPT on my computer. Why does our bot still suck? We need to change it. And also consumers as well. They're expecting so much more. So there's all of this expectation. And there really is a lack of knowledge in the market and also a great deal of confusion. There's so many companies that have popped up. They're basically taken a large language model, put a wrapper on it and said, this is agentic AI, without having ever tried to do the enterprise integration, being able to connect into Salesforce, being able to deliver a system that can scale up to 10,000 rebookings in 1 minute, that sort of side. So the challenge is just the understanding. We are seeing a lot of knowledge. This time last year, we were talking about agentic AI at this event, and a lot of people looked at us as if we'd come from Mars. They'd never heard of it. This year, everybody knows about agentic AI. They're much more expertise, so people can understand that it does have this capability. But it's just, working with a vendor that has done it before and has done it at scale, and is compliant with all of the security side of things, and GDPR and privacy and that sort of stuff.
Wow. Now, I know this is a critical question that has to do with more of competition. What if organization like NICE decided to incorporate the services or Amazon Connect? How do you guys intend to maintain your markets?
Okay, so you're obviously talking about the announcement we made a couple of weeks ago that NICE has just signed the definitive agreement.
I saw that,
So obviously I can't talk too much about it because we've just signed the agreement. We haven't closed on the acquisition yet, so I can't speculate on what we'll do as a future. But one thing we've been very clear about is that Cognigy AI will remain a standalone platform. We'll continue to invest in all of the integrations with all of the CCaaS vendors. Absolutely no way are we saying to our existing customers, you need to switch to the NICE platform. You carry on doing what you do. It's doing a great job, and we'll continue to support it.
Wow, great. Now, let's talk about a few use cases. If a company like Pfizer integrates Cognigy into their Amazon Connect for their field workers that connects with different HCP professionals, doctors, how does Cognigy help Pfizer? Is it maybe when a call is coming from the hospital, Cognigy will help to take the call on behalf of Pfizer, medical sales team. Yeah. Can you tell us how that works?
Yeah, sure. So we actually in the US, it's very much a white glove service. So we work with the companies like Pfizer to do the implementation with them, but they will operate it themselves. So what we would do is that we would integrate with whatever their contact center platform is. We would help them build the AI agents. I mean, it's obviously much easier now. We have agentic AI who literally just sort of describe what the task is, what the personality of the agent is, the knowledge base they're grounded onto, what it can and can't do, and just put all those guardrails in. And we'll help them really from the very start of identifying the most beneficial use cases, the ones that will give us the highest return on investment, right the way through to building, testing, and then helping them with the ongoing monitoring and reporting.
Wow. I like the fact that you mentioned about the knowledge management center. Now, how does Cognigy accommodate retrieval augmented generation? Like RAG, how do you get?
So we've obviously built RAG into the product. We have Cognigy Knowledge AI, and that's very much used for pretty much replacing what used to be FAQ. You can now have a conversational interrogation of a knowledge base. So you can ask it any question, and it just ingests all of the knowledge, whether it's in unstructured documents or whether it's in a structured knowledge base. So we have customers like Bosch in Germany. They have loads of different products, and what they've done is uploaded their product catalog into the knowledge base, and then you can just have a normal conversation either through chat or by voice to get the answers you need to get the product support you need.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, let us talk about the responsible AI principles. How has Cognigy been able to help customer build trust in a platform with sensitive data?
Yeah, so from the start, we always encourage our customers to make sure that the AI introduces itself as an AI. So it's so good these days, people might think they're talking to a human. Yeah, but then obviously, as I said...
That is the principle of transparency.
That's the transparency to make sure the person knows that. But then, with most of our customers in Europe, they insist on all of their data staying within Europe or within a specific country. So we're fully GDPR compliant. And yeah, we work with the biggest sort of cloud providers like Amazon and Microsoft with Azure Cloud to make sure that data is maintained and the privacy is there. But yeah, typically we'll be working with the very large organizations, privacy departments themselves, their own IT departments to ensure that data security.
Wow, that is great. I guess my next question would be, what are the typical customer success stories you guys have received from current customers?
Oh, wow, we've got so many fantastic customer success stories. So, yeah, I think one of my favorites is Lufthansa because, just the way that they're able to help customers rebook so many flights in one go. So there was a situation about a couple of months ago where there was some industrial action in Germany and every airport in Germany was shut with 6 hours notice.
Wow.
And as I said, we were able to rebook 10,000 flights every minute using the automation without any humans involved. In fact, we had to slow down the automation because it was overloading the global flight booking system, Amadeus. It couldn't keep up with all of the rebooking. So that's a brilliant example of doing stuff, at scale. We then have some very enterprising implementations. So over here in the US, we have Greyhound buses. They have a completely agentic AI that you can say anything to, ask any question, anything to do with coach travel, and it will know the answer. It's grounded on their knowledge base, so you can do everything from buying tickets to track where you're going, all that side of things. So, and then one of the new things that we're really excited about with Agentic is the ability to make outbound calls as well as handle inbound customer service. So we have a bank in Germany, and they're now doing outbound sales calls using Agentic AI. You could never have done that with the old deterministic stuff because you have no idea when you phone somebody or call whatever. What are they going to say when they pick up? You can't predict the conversation. With Agentic, the large language model just takes over. There's a unique personalized conversation, and it's a really good experience. So, yeah, I think we're going to see it's not just going to be customer service inbound. It's going to be all customer interactions, whether it's sales, marketing, customer service, inbound and outbound.
Wow. And my last question, based on what you just said now, how do you envisage the future of contact center and customer experience in the era of AI agents?
It's going to be AI first, without a doubt. So every single interaction, I would say, within the next 18 months will have AI at some point. It might even be end-to-end on all of the conversations. So from the very first moment you contact It'll be able to identify you, personalize the conversation, and then if needed, because it's a regulated industry, hand over to a human advisor, or if it's a high-value transaction, hand over. So what we'll see is that the AI will handle all of the tasks that really don't need to be handled by the human, and the human advisor will be there to add value and become the brand ambassador. And I think it's going to be a much more fulfilling life for those people working in the contact center.
Wow. Thank you so much for joining us in this episode of AI Spotlight Show.
To meet you.
Same here. Wow, this brings us to the end of the interview with the VP of Cognigy. Cognigy is actually a platform that offers AI agent for contact center to help organizations improve their CS experience. And as you can see, you can actually incorporate Cognigy into any industry contact center. And I like the fact that if you already have like a current provider, maybe like NICE, like Genesis or Amazon Connect, or you are using RingCentral or whatever contact center platform you're using, the Cognigy AI agent can be able to help handle both inbound and outbound, as you can hear that from him. And the integration process is also so easy through API calls, and they are already exploring the use of MCP servers for easy integration of this AI agent. If you do have any question or you are interested in scaling your contact center with AI agent experience, I would suggest that you visit Cognigy at www.cognigy.com, and you can place a request for a demo, or you can submit a request form, and someone can actually reach out to you in case you have any inquiry. My name remains Harry Onowale, the executive producer of AI Spotlight Show. We are still here at AI4 conference here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today is the last day of the conference. It's been great. It's been amazing. The atmosphere has been really supercharged with different kinds of AI talks and innovation. And a lot of companies are here in the exhibition center, providing different kinds of innovation in the space of artificial intelligence. Stay tuned to the next interview and talk to you guys soon.